Shalom, giving all praise going on into Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Abakah HaKodash, double honor to all the apostles, great millstone who do it well. Peace, love, and blessings to the brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence to make it call and lecture short, and blessings to the very few sisters out there that are listening, learning, and believing. I'm that fellow Abel Kanakla coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai's lessons edifying, exhorting, and this will be a prophecy update. We at the end. Time is moving fast, man. Just was fellowshipping with the bros earlier today. Shit, within like a little over a week, it'll be June. So we halfway through this year, man. So the times are speeding up quickly. All right. Halfway through the year. So Lord's willing, this second half, the Most High turn things up, and we out of here by the end of this year, if not sooner. Okay, and the prophecies, as the scriptures speak about, Ezra's measured the time diligently within itself. All right. As a matter of fact, we'll come back to Revelation 11. All right, and I'll just get that real fast. Second Ezra's 9 from the top, and we'll just read the first verse. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, I'll read the next two verses. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, and we're seeing those, often, very often, and upwards of the people. Upwards of the people. Why? Because the wicked is in rule. Okay, the world is, it's being turned upside down. So, you got a lot of protests, famines, violence, and all those things increase. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, because the end was declared from the beginning. All right. So measure thou the time diligently in itself. And this is a beautiful measurement right here. It says, Iran threatens to strike on Israel as U.S. talks hang in balance. Okay. Major General Abdul Rahim Mousavi, commander-in-chief of Iran's army, said on Monday, which today is Monday, all right, that Tehran is fully ready for another aerial strike, calling it a justified response to perceived Israeli aggression. He used the code name True Promise. All right, and it's beautiful that he used that code name True Promise, because the words of the Most High, that's what he promised us, that these things would take place. All right, it says, to describe Iran's direct attacks, echoing terminology previously employed during prior strikes. And the beautiful part about this is that the Israeli, military is not equipped to deal with Iran by themselves. So as we know, according to prophecies, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Israel needs Iran. Israel needs the United States to back them to go to war with Iran, because Iran is fully built, man. All right. They're a highly sophisticated country. Okay, and Israel just doesn't have the power to go against them alone. So they're going to need the U.S. They're going to drag the U.S. into that war. All right. It says, the warning came just as U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visited Israel to brief Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the status of U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. Newsweek was reached out in State Department as well as foreign ministers of Iran, Israel for comment. All right. Why it matters, the threat of a third Iranian strike on Israel marks a potential for significant escalation in broader regional conflict involving Iran-aligned groups in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen, and Israel's war on Gaza following Hamas' October 7, 2023 attacks. Mousavi's remarks reflect mounting pressure on Iran's leadership to respond forcefully to Israel's military operations and Western sanctions. All right. The warning also comes as the U.S. continues to support Israel while maintaining negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program. The situation underscores the delicate balance between diplomacy and deterrence. All right, well, you see it. This is posted today. I love current news. Goes to show you that the progression of prophecy. The words of the Most High are alive and living. That's why they the word was compared to living waters. Okay, because this is happening now, and the scriptures prophesied of it thousands of years ago. So going again to that point of measuring the time. Now we know before that war kicks off, the mark of the beast, which I'll just read that real fast, promptly, in Revelation the 13th chapter and the 16th verse. So we know before that war basically gets to its hottest point, to the point where the missiles are shot off, all right, that this prophecy has to take place first. So just measuring the time. So we see Iran about to strike on Israel. Okay, so real quick, Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now this mark is the chip technology. Just simply, it's very simple. Just simply look up on YouTube RFID chip implant. Well, people actually buying and sell, using this ID, they're using it to store information. All right. And again, that word mark in the Greek is charagma. The root word is charax. All right. It's the scratching of the skin. And again, just look up RFID chip implant, where this technology is being implemented underneath people's right hand. Then you got the Neuralink, all right, the chip technology, where people actually, accessing computers and so on and so forth by that chip in their head, man. And this is the point in that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the name of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy and sell without that technology, which the dollar is going digital. They're getting rid of the actual physical money. As you can see here, you type in penny. 4 days ago, the Treasury sounds death knell for penny production. All right, what willing? 2 days ago, it's like what killing penny coins means for you and how it will change shopping. All right, remember buying and selling. So what happens to 1 day ago, America's 114 billion pennies once the U.S. stops making them? 24 hours ago, with the penny going away, what should you do with the ones in your coin jar? So this is just 24 hours ago. All right. 6 hours ago, final order of penny blanks issued. All right. 3 days ago, the Trump administration will pull the plug on the penny. So you get the point. All right. And this is just a start. All you need is 1 foot in the door. So the production of the penny is finished. All right. And this is just the start, all right, of them getting rid of physical money. Okay. All right. So you see it. So before, once again, so this prophecy of World War III and the mark of the beast are basically running into each other. All right. But we know that the prophecy of the mark has to be made mandatory first. All right, before anything. So concerning those peace talks, Ezekiel 7:25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none, which we know ultimately is no peace going to come between that Israel and Iran. Okay. It's not going to happen. So real quick, let's get this Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, talking about the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. The spirit of life entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's the prophecy of Ezekiel. Basically, Revelation 11:11, this verse here, is that the prophet Ezekiel explained it in the 37th chapter. All right, can these bones live? And that's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans awakening to, all right, who they are. All right, the spirit. All right, the spirit came into us, and we understood that we are the sons of God, and we started preaching His word. And those that are in the know, the elites who know who we are, all right, who took our identity and made us captives, you know, they spent lots of money and did lots of labor and work to keep us from remembering who we are, all right, the Israelites. All right, so that was a great sign, measure in the time. That was a great sign of the end there. All right, the Israelites waking up. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying, "Come," saying unto them, "Come up hither." And this is actually going to happen. All right, that it says, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and that's the chariot, this UFO. All right, what they call an alien spacecraft. And that's Yahushua calling up the elect into the ships before those missiles are shot off. All right, and America is completely destroyed. It says, and their enemies beheld them, so they're going to see us. You can read about that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Okay, it says in that same hour, because it's only going to take the Lord 1 hour to destroy America by those missiles. All right. It says in the same hour there was a great earthquake, so a great shaking, because those missiles, when they hit, is going to shake the earth. It says in the 10th part of the city fell, which America has been broken up into 10 parts. It says in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, meaning complete number of men. All right. And the remnant were affrighted, and they gave glory to the power of heaven. Okay, so we're going to be, Lord willing, you know, I'm a part of that number. But we're going to be afraid, man. The destruction, and the earth shaking. All right, we're going to give glory to the Most High, because He redeemed us out of that destruction by the way of His Son. Verse 14 says, the second woe is past, meaning the Second World War, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So this escalation of Iran getting ready to threaten to strike Israel, you know, there's this escalation of war, man. All right, the Third World War, which is going to bring America into it, and it's going to bring Russia into it. Okay? So, pretty much, you know, I'll leave it there. Lord's food was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.